Okay.
Okay, what is up, everybody? It is the Golden Microphone Live, episode 09. We are not canceled yet. Why? Because I get to do the show. No one cancels me. We are with our boy, creator, illustrator, designer, entrepreneur, and good friend of mine, Varick Rosete in Jacksonville, Florida, doing some great stuff. And Varick's going to talk about some getting into flow today and some tips on getting into flow. So the first thing, though, is if you are watching it live or you are watching the recording, let us know where you're coming at. We're both in Florida today. Where are you guys coming from? And before we also go into those flow tips from you, Varick, in case y'all don't know me, my name is Mark Cordone, positive psychology coach. So what we look at is optimal performance and optimal happiness. So, Varick, are you feeling optimally happy today?
Always.
Are you performing at an optimal level today?
Always. Performing at an optimal level. Never let them sweat.
I feel like there's like a cattle prod behind you and you're like, always, Mark. I always feel like that.
That's part of it, it's like the mindset of always think this way so that you get the energies around you to feel that same way, right? So
right on, dude.
So
if you're feeling like you're at an optimal level today, optimal performance. Oh my God, that's cold. Feeling good, functioning well. Give me a big old heart, right? If it's one of those days where you're, yeah, you can give me a heart, yeah, or anyone out there. If you're having one of those days where it's like, there's a blizzard, I'm snowed in, I'm just doing okay. Maybe you got the flu or something like that, right? We're thinking about y'all. Give me a thumbs up. Now, the other thing is if you're feeling hopeful, about your future, give me a big old wow face. Give me a wow face, Varick. It's not a wow face.
Wait, which face? Wow or whoa? Like whoa.
Whoa! I only have 3 options in front of me, so it's one that's like this.
I see.
It's like a yellow face. Give me one of those. Give me one of those.
Right, those are going to be some names there.
So Varick, I'm just going to jump right into things. What's your story, dude?
What's my story?
Yeah.
So, I am a designer, illustrator, creative here in Jacksonville, Florida. What kind of design? Pretty much all of it, I'd like to think, or if not, I'm learning it. I started out in advertising and print design, got into web design, and currently now I'm doing animation and art direction for a company here in town in Jacksonville, in addition to all of the other design that I still like to do on the side.
Now, when it comes to design or folks that you've worked with, anyone who we'd know or you can talk about?
I don't know. Where are you leading me with that?
I'm just saying, is there anything any clients or any clients you've drawn for that we recognize?
Shoot, I don't know. I know we've done a lot of stuff. I don't know how many I can say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. I have to take an oath of silence for my clients, so I don't know about
you're like that. I mean, I've done some big stuff, and I've done like mom and pop stuff. That I like to help like startups as well. Just to make sure they can get their feet off the ground because I believe so much in what they're doing.
Yeah, totally. If y'all have ever watched television commercials or the Super Bowl, you may have seen some of Varick's work in the past. Can I say that?
On all honesty, I wish you could say that.
I thought, okay, never mind. I thought you had produced something for a commercial.
No, we have.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was during Super Bowl though.
Oh, I saw it during the Super Bowl down here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Also, Team Philippines roller derby. The women just sported your logo. They had a big old flag with your logo, and the men are about to go to Barcelona. Yeah, you got to see it, man. You got to see it.
Okay.
You got to see it. Tell us a little bit more about your story. So you talked about what you do, right?
Yeah,
But talk about sort of, when you were growing up, and I think you've grown up in Jacksonville your whole life, right?
practically, yeah.
Like, was design something that you knew at an early age you were going to pursue?
I wouldn't say it was design in particular.
Okay.
It was definitely like drawing and illustrating. Like I loved drawing all the time, and I would get in trouble for drawing, like on desks and stuff. That's
So what were the things that little Varick drew on desks?
what are the things I drew? Oh man,
Yeah,
so
I'm just
what was that
curious.
around the time? There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Smurfs, Care Bears, what Ren and Stimpy, like all that stuff.
We had some Ren and Stimpy on it.
Like just anything. Like draw people's faces that are in class.
Right on.
And so I would just draw them on my desks, and then like you switch classes, and then someone would be like, someone drew all over the desk. And it's like, oh, that's probably Varick. He needs to come back and clean it all up.
Okay, so so definitely at a very early age,
Yeah.
drawing and doodling, drawing Ren and Stimpy in people's faces were things that little Varick liked doing. Now, as you became like teenage and mature Varick,
Mm-hmm.
with a beard and stuff, when was it that you made the choice to say, I could get paid for this stuff? Like, yeah,
Yeah, that happened like getting into college at that point, because
okay,
now I'm taking like a lot of fine arts classes, and I still love doing fine arts, and I believe that having a good structure in fine arts, getting into the design field is a huge advantage, just because of understanding all the basic tenets of going into fine arts. But from there, it was like I love doing fine arts, but it's like your parents over your head saying like you want to be a starving artist kind of thing.
yeah, yeah,
So I found the avenue of what was then called just commercial art.
yeah.
And getting into like advertising and stuff, but it was like everything is designed, and when you think about design is everywhere around you. Everything is designed. Whether it's something, a product, or an ad, or music, or there's some form of process that's taken from start to finish. And so that's pretty much what I started to learn and take on as I got through college.
Okay, okay. So talk a little bit about the parents looking over your. I mean, was that a major struggle for you, or was that just for some people it is a major struggle. It's enough for them
Right.
to come to me and want
Right.
coaching,
Well,
but for you,
I would say so. Part of the advantage of I wouldn't say it was too big of a struggle, but it was one of those things where you come from a family of people who are medical practitioners, that are in the field of health and medicine. That's the straight and easy road, not easy road, but like the road that you would be expected to take. And so you got a son that wants to be an artist at that point. It's like, are you sure? Are you crazy? But luckily, I excelled in academics in school too. So excelling in academics leads to scholarships, and so being able to pay my own way through college was through scholarships and loans. Is like that's what do you like? I'm taking the risk. I'm paying for this risk.
Yeah.
The passion that I have is like I feel like I can do this.
Yeah.
So that was a good way for me to tell my parents that there's nothing to worry about. Like there's
sure, man.
Here. So I think that even now, like they're still amazed at what it is that I do.
Aren't all our parents amazed
Yeah.
or confused sometimes? Well, now let's play hypothetical, Varick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend like those scholarships didn't come through for you.
Mm-hmm.
What would be going through your head? Because a lot of people aren't getting some of those scholarships right now, and they're so their parents or some other form of they have to find a way, a source,
Right.
to pay for where it is that they want to go. What would you be considering at this time if the scholarships were just something that didn't come through? Or I'm sure that I know that you also have worked with students in the past, like art students. What would you work with them on if they were going through that situation?
There you can see the work that these kids do. And the
Yeah.
work that I was doing at the time myself, it was like, there's a core structure that says I can do this job, right?
Yeah.
This career, and everything else that you're taking in is stuff that's helping you to get better. You know, the environment, the people around you, and that's just constantly learning. You know, so if you really want to do it, then you've got to constantly be learning and constantly keep getting better each time. And that's, you know, the guys that I follow now on social media as well. Like, those guys are drawing every single day. It's like, you want to be like them, then you need to hustle just as hard as them.
Right on.
You know, whether if I had a scholarship or not, it's like, if this is something that I wanted to do, then I needed to work harder to make it achievable. You know.
Okay. So I guess what I'm hearing is, regardless of what was going on, whether you had a scholarship or not, I think in a very humble way, you're saying your art was already pretty damn good at the time, but you were already committed to building it and getting better and growth.
I wanted to, yeah. So
okay,
basically, what I was saying, like, since a kid and going through college and being an adult now, it's like, I would love to get paid to draw. You know,
okay.
I draw for a living. You know, I draw and design for a living. That's a great thing to say. Like, I'm pursuing my passion, and that passion has a lot of facets in it. But like, the core part of it that I'm drawing, you know, storyboards due today. You know, so I'm drawing everything.
Well, I think that's an awesome thing to say, and so that's why I'm putting it up on the big board right now, dude. Like, for any of you watching the replay or any of you watching live, I would love to hear you say and make a declaration out loud and complete this sentence. I would love to get paid to blank. You know, for Varick, it was, I would love to get paid to draw.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for me, it's, I would love to get paid to help as many people flourish as possible, right? And that's maybe why I'm pursuing what I am pursuing. So what, in terms of your journey, what was the biggest struggle?
The big struggle.
Drawing seems, yeah.
There's the struggle, I would say, is that there's a lot of people out there that are good at what they do.
Okay.
So how do you stand out? And that's something that, in all honesty, you can't, like I said, there's a lot of people, but you can't be concerned with what their world and what they're doing. Like, you just have to look at your world and say, like, if I want to get there, then I have to keep getting better. If you keep comparing, then that's, you know, that gets to become a burden on you, I would say. Like, you can keep looking at your social feed and just see, like, I'm never going to do that, or like, I want to be like that. But until you get it to action, you just got to do it.
So are you saying that action is the impetus for standing out? Just keep doing? Okay.
Yeah. And then, like, your style and just like you going through the range of, like, putting your emotions and your passion on paper, like, people will start to see that.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with that. I think you know this, when early on, when you know you had a t-shirt company and I was in a band, and we found ways to hustle together. I would say that playing in that band, where we started from playing covers and being this sort of cover band, and then going and just playing so much that we started writing our own stuff.
Yeah.
And like, you're no longer a mimicry or an imitation of the Red Hot Chili Peppers or whoever it was that we were looking up to. We just became our own thing after performing, good shows and bad. It didn't matter. We were constantly growing.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing there is, like, creating, right? So you created something out of nothing. That's the joy. That's a big joy right there. Because it's like, this didn't exist before, but now
it is super awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about artistry and entrepreneurship, man.
Okay.
Because there's this idea of getting into flow and putting your best work out there, you know, and the idea of mastery, being the best at who you are. And uh, how would you define flow in your
Flow.
profession? Yeah.
Well, it's something that I think about all the time because
Okay.
sometimes things don't flow, right? So
Okay.
how can you get into a position where you can start running with those ideas? Because it's for me, it's like an idea machine kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you hit like the what is it, the writer's block or something, the artist
Yes.
block, it's like, how do you get out of it? It's like, oh God, like I'm on a deadline and I got to do this and I got to do this. It's like, well, first thing is to stop thinking about the deadline because you're stressing yourself out. You need, relax about. One of the things I do is play video games. You know,
Uh-huh.
and I actually read an article a long time ago about like designers when you're like in an artist block, like the game you play is like a fishing video game, because like you
Like,
just sit there,
like the one with where you have to control the cast.
you cast it, but like you're catching digital fish. But there's something soothing about like doing that and letting your mind just relax. And
Sure.
once the mind relaxes, now the pressure of trying to think should be alleviated because now those gates should be opened a little bit more to let those ideas flow. And
Yeah.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then I think the bigger part too is like sometimes we think about like that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. It's like you got to write everything down and then get it all out of your head, because then if you're squelching it out of your head, then you've never seen it on paper and you never know if that's a good idea or not. So you just got to get everything out.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is in the creative process, don't judge your shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just
get
get it all out.
yeah.
Okay. Now I wanted to go back to your point one where you were talking about don't worry about the deadline. What would you say to somebody who would come back and be like, oh, so you're telling us to procrastinate on our deadlines?
I won't say procrastinate. That's a whole nother thing. Procrastinate is to not do it.
Okay.
Because like even when I work on things, you may not physically be writing things down or drawing things, but your mind is still working and still thinking, and that's still part of what it is that we have to do. I wouldn't say procrastinate just because procrastinate is like the act of not doing.
Yes. Okay.
So you still have to be doing these things, and you could be doing it subconsciously, which is great. Like, you take a shower. A lot of my ideas come in the shower because it's just relaxing with the water flowing down. It's just,
yeah.
And it's like, bam, 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 bam. It's like, oh God, I got to write that down.
Yeah. So do you have like waterproof markers and like right on your shower walls?
So it's like, finish up real quick.
Okay. Right on.
It's also like, if it's a really good idea, that's like, okay, it'll stick. If it's not a good idea, then maybe I wasn't sticking to it too much. I wasn't thinking about it too much, or maybe it'll hit me again. But yeah, usually the ones that come and feel good, they stick around.
Okay, so I think you made a great differentiation there in terms of not focusing on the deadline, but not disengaging from what it is that you have to do. Yeah. Because a total disengagement means you're disengaging from the creative process. Yeah. So even when you're casting out and you're catching them fish, right? You're still engaged in some sort of like the brain is still working behind the scenes. Yeah. Okay.
The point is to get the brain to relax and not be so tense. What is it? Bruce Lee with his fightings with Jeet Kune Do. You don't want to be tense the whole time because like there's no impact. But like at the point of impact when you strike, then it's like it all comes together. So you gotta be relaxed until then and flow.
So it's like the 3-finger punch. Right. Yeah. So anything else on not being judgmental in that second step of flow that you've...
Anything else not being judgmental? Let's see. Let the ideas flow because every idea is a good idea. That's definitely some of the things I when I talk to kids about their portfolios and stuff, one of the things when I ask them about their work, and it's like, what are some of the other ideas you have? And they're like, this is my only idea. That's like, well, shit, you didn't do your job as a designer to find like what are the solutions you can come up with, you know, or some of the, you know, whether it's a layout or if it's a concept, it's like, what did you do to say, like, you know, there's multiple ways to figure out this problem, to figure out how to figure out how to do it. But like, if you only do one, then how do you know that there's not another good idea out there?
Right. Now, have you ever had like an idea that's like scratch paper and you're like, oh, that's shit, and then you come back to it like in your sketch pad like years later and you're like, this is like, you have?
Yes, I keep all my sketchbooks. I don't rip any of the pages out. So it's like something that's like, I know I did something similar. It's like, okay, let's go look. And like, you go through and you find like in the bookshelf and it's like, okay, so 3. Okay, look through my notes and it's, okay, this is a good idea. I'll use this as a launching pad. And then.
Right on. So everything in your, it sounds like everything that you get on paper, just don't judge it. And it can basically be a seed that takes a while to grow. And then at some point you can come back to it and be like, yeah, that thing wasn't ready yet, but now I'm ready to pick them fruits.
That's right. This is right.
Do you literally say pick them fruits? Do you fucking not eat it? What else when it comes to flow, man?
What else when it comes to flow? I mean, I'm always in search of how to get in better flow myself, you know?
Okay.
So if you've got some things that help me out too. But yeah, you know, relax. Your peers, you know, you got people around you that can help you out. And that's where you learn the art of discerning information. Like there's you know, all the ones that say, great job, thank you, this looks great, this is awesome, this is great. And those are good because they make you feel good. But then you also want that eye to, you know, someone to actually go in there and say, this is great, but, you know, have you thought of this, or did you try it with this? This can help you. You know, you want those ones that will help critique you in a way that will push you.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fantastic, man. There's something about when you're working with, you know, when you're working with certain people, the ideas will just, they runneth over. It's like you've got this cup in the, you can't catch them all in that cup.
That's when you're vibing, and it's like,
that's when you're,
so,
right?
You know,
yeah.
The ideas are just hitting that. And this is funny because I just worked on a branding project with somebody, and she does like an improv workshop. Okay. Like improv is a huge thing that helps out because it's like jazz, and you're just ideas from here, and then this jumps from here, and then just jump from there. But and you got from point A to point Z at this, and you've got all these great ideas. So, yeah,
I'd
like jump.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel you, and then I think it's also worth noting that second piece in terms of the being around your peers, not just having peers that, for lack of better term, reify your ego, boost your ego. Oh, you did a great job, Varick. Those are great. That's great. Posters.
This is great.
Yeah,
Mark. This
is great. But also folks that can come back and give you tips for continual growth.
Right.
Like you were talking about, yes, like you were talking about in at the very beginning, like you know, you were always drawing, but you've always been finding mechanisms for growth, you know, and even looking at other people's Instagrams where they're drawing every day. And they're probably the top of their game right now from it. You know? Okay, so improvising. I put on improvising number 4 because like making jazz.
Yeah, it's like how you can jump from one thing to the next thing to just keep those ideas, keep the energy going. Keep everything happy and light. So that improv is a huge thing that I think can help out with flow. Yeah,
and so I'm gonna throw in one thing there because you were like, you got any ideas, bro? No, I don't have any ideas, but I do have I do have some research, man. Well, man, right now electronic music gets me all jazzed up, you know,
Oh, that's
like
funny
and
movie.
oh yeah, and I get a lot of ideas in spin class,
Mm-hmm.
like because like I'm like there's something about the rhythm and being
Yeah.
in cadence, and then your mind is just,
Yeah.
you know, your mind is off of it, and then all these like everything is making sense, and then all of a sudden the
Man.
yeah, like all of a sudden the actually this turned into a chapter in my book. One day our spin instructor kept us an extra 5 minutes, and everyone was like, "Shoot, man, we're tired."
We're tired, man.
Yeah, and he goes, "If you're hungry, you never turn away a hot meal because you never know when you're gonna get your next one. So
Exactly.
get your asses back on the seat." And I was like, "That is an amazing chapter." And
Yeah.
so that turned into a chapter, but like
Yeah.
that sort of repetitive thing, music, those things. But definitely research would go and show that flow often comes across, and this is from the work of Mike Csikszentmihalyi, a cool guy from Chicago that I think is in Cali now.
Uh-huh.
He goes and says that if you've got a goal, you know, set that goal, but also understand that what your capabilities and skill sets are in meeting
Mhm.
that goal, right?
Mhm.
And set that goal and the challenge to be a little bit out of your skill set, not way
Yeah.
out, but a little bit harder than
Yeah.
what your skill set can.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so what he says is that if you set a goal that is within your skill set, you're bored. It's easy,
Yeah.
right? If you set a goal that's so far out of your skill set that it's almost unachievable with your skill set,
Yeah.
like you try to compare yourself to others and do what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
You end up burning out and getting frustrated.
Yeah.
So the key is always setting that goal just ahead, right?
Yeah.
And then moving it up gradually, you know. And
Yeah.
I think without even having to learn the work of Mike Csikszentmihalyi,
Hmm.
Varick, it sounds like you've been doing it for a good long bit.
So that reminded me of
Yeah.
a story with our buddy Evo.
Yes. Yeah.
So he was a big runner, and so I trained with him when I was running, and it would be one of those things where it's like, how long do you want to run today for? And I'd be like, let's keep it around 3 miles, because
Okay.
that's the 5K. It's like, okay, let's do it. So then he was pretty much the pace and the guide and all this stuff, and then at certain time I feel my body like know that we must have hit the 3 mile mark, but we keep going. He's like, we're doing good. He checked his watch, like, we're doing good. We're almost there. And by the time we're done, we ran like freaking 5 miles, and I was like, you son of a bitch. I was like, what happened? I was like, you could do it. I was like, I know I could do it, but I didn't think
I know I can do it, man. Yeah, I mean, if you set that goal for 3 miles and you know when 3 miles is up,
yeah,
your body will adjust to 3 miles. But
yeah,
if you like come up
yeah.
with this new mile marker, yeah.
Man. But it was good because that pushed me, and I was able to do like the longer distances and then train for like the longer stuff. So
Yeah, and then I saw you guys up in Atlanta, like running in the middle of the night for that
right,
thing, that zombie race.
Yes, 10 miles. Oh my gosh.
So, so Varick, you got a lot of stuff going on. You're working with a lot of companies. You've got a shop. How can we keep in touch with you, man?
So there's several ways. I'm on social. Twitter is at Varick, and then Instagram is at V as in vulture. And then you can also keep in touch with the shop that I have with my wife on Instagram at Wolf Cub Jacks, and we're also on Facebook there. So there's multiple outlets you can reach me at.
Now, also on your Facebook, is it Wolf and Cub Jacks? Is that how we find you? Because I just saw a couple Wolf and Cubs.
Wolf Cub Jacks.
Okay.
Yep.
So Wolf and Cub. I keep putting the ampersand.
You can't use those. Can't use those in addresses.
So Wolf and Cub Jacks.
Yes.
We can find you on Facebook, and we can find you on Instagram as well. you can also find the stories that were covered on Varick and Emily's Varick's partners shop during the playoffs with the Jacksonville Jaguars. What was going on with that? Because I saw you everywhere, man.
So I've been designing like Jaguar designs on the side because like it was one of those, you know, these open holes, right? That, you know, I love the stuff that is franchised NFL gear, but I wanted to do something a little different. So I did some of my own designs, and those went gangbusters this past season because the Jaguars did so well. So other people wanted to find the more unique designs for the team. So we got a push on radio, news. So it was great. And we kept the shop super busy. It was crazy.
It's awesome. You guys got to see Varick's concepts for the Duval Till I Die, and then the baby Jack's Cub. Like it's just some cool stuff. I think, yeah, your stuff is super innovative. Glad you could join us today, Varick. Varick also has a little one on the way in the next couple days, so let's wish him some luck. Let's give him some love. Now, Varick, I know you've never seen my show because you're too busy putting down floors, brother. And so this is the reason why this show is called The Golden Microphone.
Oh, no, what happens?
Yes. Someone is going to pop up and hit you over the head with the golden microphone. And then when you wake up, a golden microphone will be in front of you. So I want you to imagine that a golden mic has just dropped from the ceiling like Mr. Kennedy. Wrestling fans.
Which WrestleMania is coming up, man?
I know. We're going to miss you, brother. We are going to miss you.
Are you going?
We're going to miss you, Rhonda and I. And the TV set I'll be in front of.
Maybe next time.
Definitely. Yeah. So this golden mic comes down from the ceiling or comes up from the ground or comes from somewhere, and it's in front of you. And the golden mic will translate anything that you say into every language across the world for just 2 minutes when I hit the switch. So you have the ears of the world for 2 minutes.
Okay, that's a long time, man.
What would you say?
What would I say to the world?
You're live.
We need more happiness in the world. It's a big thing. You got me. You stumped me, bro. You stumped me. What do I want to say to the world? It's like
you're live, bro.
I know I'm live. You said I'm in like so many different languages. But it's like, oh man, care, passion. This world needs a lot of help, and the only way to do that is to be on the happier side, positive thinking things. There's I don't know. You're getting deep into my deeper psyche here of like we need to get better. The people of this world need to get better and treat everyone better, and still enjoy life without having to take advantage of anyone else. You know, spread the love. That's all I can say. That's a big thing. Laugh a lot because you know you can't be angry when you're laughing. So, how am I doing on time?
Hey.
In particular to what we've been talking about, those people who've got ideas out there, you know, it's like find the time because everything in this world is about time. You can use that time to hate everything that you do, or you can use the time to love everything that you do. And I myself personally love to spend that time loving everything that I do, loving everything around me. So, you know, find the time that you can get to that passion that you want to do and you love to do, and it'll come around. Surround yourself with positive things around you. Positivity finds a way to get to you, and that influence, that sphere of positivity will affect others, and that's how I see the world.
Beep, beep. You pulled through, my friend. You pulled through. No, I
got deep.
Find the time. Find the time. Varick just told us that time could be possibly one of our greatest resources that we could continue to capitalize on. Varick, you have been using your time in amazing ways. Congratulations to you. Continued success and fulfillment to everything that you're doing, and congratulations to you and Emily, and the son on the new one that is coming. Put those floors down, bro. I can't wait to talk to you about this next book because I really want you to help me out with the cover this time.
Okay, I got it. Got it.
Okay, yeah. So remember, y'all, we've got another live Golden Mic tomorrow. We're coming in early, and we're coming in with the Atlanta Creative Loafing Athlete of the Year 2017 Human Missile Crisis. Nikita is her real name, and she's wild, and she's got some ideas on building your mindset for any situation. Again, Varick, we're gonna build upon your ideas of flow. Excellent. And we're gonna see you soon. Go and get your stuff done. I'm Mark. I will see you soon. Feel good. Function well. Take care, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Let's do it in unison again.
What?
Peace. Oh, that was horrible, man.